All right, we on. Listen, producers into the combo. We got some good stuff. J. Cole, the Reggie Mathis.
Yes, sir.
All right, so before we get to basketball,
Yeah.
we talk about Dana White. We talk about Conor McGregor. What the hell? I saw that tirade, and the first thing I thought of, remember like a couple years ago when Florida Man was eating people's faces?
Yeah. When he was going off the bath salt.
Yes, Conor is on whatever drug Florida Man was on.
Yes, the bath salt.
Yes. What happened?
Man, and you know, it's so weird too because, again, and we were just talking about, not even a year ago, Conor was on top of the world. Man. We're talking about Conor taking over combat sports. He's moving into boxing and not like
doing his warm-ups.
Yeah, doing his weird warm-ups. Like, we weren't talking about Conor as in he could possibly beat Floyd. Like, real people knew that he couldn't beat. Yeah. But we were saying, okay, but what's next after this? He's got some potentials that, hey, he may not be able to fight the top of the competition in boxing, but there's some lower class that he could compete with. And next thing you know, he blows up throwing chairs through buses.
He threw a hand truck through a bus window. He threw a barricade. He picked the whole barricade up.
And I honestly, when I first saw Dana speaking, I just thought that this was publicity to get.
Me too. Yeah.
To get the hype train moving on Conor coming back. But what scared me and what got me thinking that, oh no, this is for real, is when he talked about police being involved.
She said the police have been called.
Yeah.
There's a warrant out for his
arrest.
There's a warrant
out. He's not getting on the plane.
When white people talk about police,
when white people talk about police, because listen, business is business. White people are good with, hey, this is just business, nothing personal.
Right.
But when they start saying police involvement and actually warrants coming out, it's serious.
Do we have any story behind this whatsoever?
Apparently he was upset with I forget what the UFC fighter is. He was upset. He had some words online because that's what things generate now. Had some words.
Really?
Next thing you know, he said, "I'm coming there." He was there in the vicinity and said,
"He had like what did he say? Like 30 people?
Yes, 30 people. And the security let them in, which that's a bad look. Yeah. That's a bad look. Dana's gonna make sure to prosecute the security at the fullest extent, man. That's a bad look.
That was an ugly scene.
Yeah.
That's what when what's the name? Was it Chris Paul and them went to the locker room with the Clippers? That's what it was supposed to look like. Yeah. When Chris Paul and the Clippers, when Chris Paul and the Rockets came to the Clippers locker room, that's what it was supposed to look like. Yeah. Glass being broke. NBA, take note. This is how you brawl.
Take note from the UFC guys. the brawlers.
This is backstage brawl. Don't do it on the court.
But again, like, I don't even know. Like, Dana's got to be very upset. He's losing money.
Yeah.
He's losing money. This guy's going to be pulling out.
Yeah. There's some guys are in the hospital.
Yeah. Like, Conor, man, you fucking up.
No, plus you after something like that, you can't invite Conor back. So he's losing that Conor McGregor money.
Right.
That's what he's really losing.
Right, because last week he was pushing the Conors coming back.
That's why I thought this was a publicity stuff.
Exactly.
Because I just saw an announcement like, yep, Conor's coming back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Right. But again, I was holding out. I was like, until I hear from Conor, I wouldn't jump on it too soon. But just the hype train of it, talking about Conor's coming back. Yeah, he's definitely coming back.
Right.
That's squashed. I don't know where Conor's next meal is coming from.
I do.
I do. You do?
I do.
Tell me, where's it coming?
Vince
McMahon is coming to call me.
Man.
He's doing that strut. Vince doing that strut to the airport right now.
Hell yeah. I said to Revolution, I said, well, he's out of boxing. I said, he's out of UFC. WWE, here I come.
Vince is shaking his head doing the strut.
And he's ready. He don't need, Rousey needs much training on her mic skills. Man. Conor's he's walking ready.
You teach Conor how to take some bumps.
Yeah.
And he's good.
That's it.
Take some bumps.
He knows how to take bumps. He takes real bumps.
He takes the real bumps. I'm good to go.
Good to go.
Taking them.
Connor's bump ready. He's ready.
Wait. How big are the Conor McGregor bumps? How big are the Conor McGregor?
After tonight, those rails. Full rails. Yeah. Well. All right. So on to basketball. This is a true baller Thursday. Connor almost got the blue dog shit ball of the week, and he ain't even a basketball player.
But man, you talking about fucking up your money.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Fucking it all.
He could have milked UFC for at least.
Come on. He could have lost a couple and still
exactly. He could have milked it for at least another five fights.
Yeah. Well, on to wrestling, and we're on to our opening. Before we get to the opening tip, I do actually have something I want to talk about real quick.
All right.
So my mom participated in an NCAA tournament bracket challenge.
Okay.
And she was like, I don't know anything about this. I need you to pick my my bracket. Mm-hmm. So I just want to say that I beat a group of grant writers from Health and Hospital Services.
That means you're official.
I am official. So she won with my pick. And I actually, what I did was I went to ESPN. I looked at all the percentages. They have the bracket where they average all the picks. And I looked at the whole thing. I said, okay, I changed 3 picks.
Which
one of those picks, I made Villanova the champ.
Okay.
And that's what put her over the top.
Well, it's a crapshoot in them things, man. It is a crapshoot.
I just knew Virginia wasn't winning.
Exactly. Anytime I go in, I know Virginia's not winning. Mm-hmm. I know Kansas is not winning. Whoever, what's the coach of Arizona, not winning. Mm-hmm. It's some coaches that I know is not winning, and I'll just go with that.
Yeah. So take that, hospital grant writers. All right, so on to our opening tip. Tyronn Lue's coming back.
Why?
Tyronn Lue's coming back.
Why?
Let me tell you something. Cavs are 8 out of 9 without Lue, including 2 wins over the #1 Raptors.
Yes.
Okay. This is what was hilarious to me. So LeBron, they had this little interview, and he was like, just his command, having him back, and it's gonna be good for us. And every single response below that was, really, Brian? Why you out there lying?
Come on now.
Why you always lying? Why you always lying?
We don't believe you. You need more people.
Exactly.
We don't believe you, bro.
There was all this doubt. They're like, LeBron, you think you are straight lying to us.
Okay, it's a little bit of, Kevin Love is back, right? Mm-hmm. So we got to factor that in.
Yes, definitely. Right? And we've talked about that.
But the team looks demonstrably better without Tyronn Lue on the sidelines.
Yeah.
What does it say about him as a coach?
That he's not a good coach. So that he needs to be replaced. That's what we've been saying.
If they get eliminated, let's say conference finals, they get eliminated. What happens? Do they bring Tyronn Lue back?
I think he's gone unless they win the championship.
I'm right there with you.
And if they win the championship, then they can't really.
Yeah, right. They can't until like midway.
Right, and then he's on thin ice. He's on the hot seat game 1.
Yeah, they're gonna bring in some hotshot assistant coach to be his understudy.
Right.
And then the moment he starts fucking up,
they gonna hire Luke Walton. They gonna bring Luke Walton over here. They gonna be like, hey, Luke, come on. We like what you're doing with the Lakers. Hey, listen, I got respect for Luke Walton.
Yeah.
The Lakers look better than they should.
I'm telling you, man. If they had their squad healthy all year, you're talking about a 50-win team.
Yeah.
And we're talking about, I'm not 50-win, 45.
No, 45. But you're talking about they're in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, they would have been in the play. Hell, they would have been fighting for 6-7 seed, 45 wins or so. They haven't had Lonzo Ball, but 52 games.
Right.
They haven't had Ingram, but 59 games.
The fact that he has brought these guys along.
Yes.
Like, look at where Ball is now. Look at Randall.
Yeah, Randall looks like a player. It looks like they can move forward without having to get the superstar in. Like, you can swing for him, but if you miss,
Right.
And you missing, you just regrouping. You got some young guys that's going.
And they're going to be able to sign somebody next year or two. They'll be able to sign. Not LeBron. Probably
get
not
LeBron
Kawhi.
LeBron out there.
Maybe they can get Dame Lillard when he goes up, or
maybe
somebody like that.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. All right. So I wanted to talk about this.
This guy.
KD.
This guy.
He's been teed up 14 times this season.
This guy. He's
5 suspensions.
He's looking mad suspect right now.
Let me read this quote from
say?
Kevin Durant. It's just my emotions and passion for the game, Durant said, as transcribed by ESPN. After winning that championship last season, I learned that much hadn't changed. I thought it would fill a certain void. It didn't.
You know what?
That's when I realized in the offseason the only thing that matters is this game and how much work you put into it.
All right, that last line is BS. All right, he's giving the...
As is the void statement.
I will say, sometimes when you accomplish a goal, you realize that it really wasn't what you thought.
Man, how many times have I wanted to have sex with a woman? And like, man, that's the one.
That's the one. Once I get her,
put in all that work, and I get it, I'm like,
you know what?
Damn it, that wasn't it.
You got to go back to the drawing board.
So I know the feeling, Kevin. I know the feeling. So maybe I shouldn't invalidate that feeling.
That part was real. I learned that it hadn't much changed. That part is real, but the other stuff is BS. And listen, he's being downright disrespectful to like he yelled at one of the refs, said, "Call the foul, you bitch ass motherfucker!" Like, yo, whoa, fam, like you being. Listen, when you start name calling, when you start doing out, you lucky the refs don't start to try to square up with you.
I'm gonna tell you what this is, because there's truth and there's lies in within all these statements, right? Durant at this point thought he was going to have more notoriety and respect.
I like where you're going. Yes.
And he is not at that level of the game because yet and still, regardless of what he did last year, who is the conversation?
It's about
LeBron James.
And it's about Harden. And it's
about Harden.
Yeah, it's about a lot of other ball players.
And listen,
Kawhi Leonard, who ain't played but 9 games.
And the conversation, Curry even gets more conversation still. He won Finals MVP. Curry still gets more conversation.
And that is the crux of this. Kevin Durant is upset that it's the same reason why he's got to create these sleeper accounts where he's got to go and defend his honor. It's because he's upset that they don't love me.
Listen, but listen, he's the anti-LeBron. Remember how we were saying everybody gets injured because LeBron siphons their energy? Kevin infuses energy into them. Look at Westbrook is averaging a triple-double.
Yes.
Harden is the overwhelming MVP.
And you know, again, Kevin's looking mad suspect right now. I mean, he's looking weak. He's looking
weaker.
Yeah, like
he's looking weaker.
I don't know. Like if I could take him seriously.
Nope.
Yep.
Because all of this is character flaw stuff.
Yes.
This is character flaw stuff.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He's the A-Rod of basketball
and after he won, what's the first thing he said to LeBron? Do you remember? He went to LeBron. He said, "I got one on you. You got to get." That's what he said. I got one on you. It's your turn now. Like he thought that he was on LeBron's level. Like, I got you back. Now it's your turn.
Right.
And all the summer, like he really was basking in it, and go online, he realized, ain't shit much changed.
Right.
This championship didn't.
And that's where all that
didn't change public opinion.
Much hadn't changed.
Yeah. Public opinion was still, you still soft.
Yeah. You still.
And you know, I want to say this. I think that like when you look at where you guys are going to continue this conversation later in the program, when you look at how fandom works, that Kobe Bryant being an absolute arrogant listen, Listen, Kobe is one of the worst of the worst. Okay.
Yes.
And yet and still, he has stands.
Love him.
Love them some Kobe Bean Bryant. And this dude is like, I ain't raped no white girl. I ain't, like he like. No,
I ain't even. No, really.
No,
he was up until he had the WNBA girlfriend. And they were up abstaining from before they got married. He proposed to her. They were abstaining before marriage. Like, this is the guy who has followed all of the pristine image. I'm gonna protect my image. No kids out of wedlock. No kids. Period. You don't see no tattoos.
Loves his mama.
Loves his mama. The tattoos are all covered up underneath his jersey, and he's like, I still don't get love. Y'all still don't got no love for Kevin Durant.
Y'all telling me y'all love Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors? Yeah. Y'all ain't got no love for Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors? Well, let it be known. And it's the same type of, like, Snoop, we will bury you.
Yeah.
Snoop, somebody go get this nigga a sandwich, get him off the stage.
Yep.
And we look at Kevin Durant the exact same way.
Yeah.
You're not a thug. You're not a gangster. Go do your yeah. Yeah. Do your little snoopity doopity. Do that.
Snoopity doopity bop.
Yeah, do that, nigga, because that's all you got. You guys aren't lying. I feel bad for him.
I feel bad for him because he's probably one of the most talented players to ever lace up.
Right, he's so talented. Like,
and nobody respects you, B.
No,
it's my
people try. People try their hardest. They have some, like, this small contingent of capers, and they try.
Like but think about
insert him into that conversation.
But think about that. Out of all of the NBA superstars, I was gonna say WWE superstars, but out of all of the NBA superstars, he has the least amount of stands. Yeah. Like, you don't feel comfortable standing for him on the internet. Like, you don't feel comfortable proposing, like, well, nah, man. Like, you always got to put a caveat when you I don't believe that he should have did this, but and
like, even if you going against him, it's more dismissive than, like, people viciously attack LeBron.
Oh yeah, it's just like
Kevin Durant's like, man, whatever.
It's a lot of indifference.
Yes,
I want you to think about this. Give it a couple seconds, and I want you to narrow it down. Mm-hmm. To one, I want you to find one theme why people do not like him. One theme only. What is it from your point of view why people don't like him? Make it as simplistic as possible. Mm-hmm. Narrow it down. J-Cole, do you have anything?
Yeah, I would say, man, I had a good thought and I lost it. I just think that he is, I don't want to say he's too nice, but he's just there. Like, he doesn't, just there. He is just there.
I would say up until this season, what did you think of him as a person, like just as a personality? Mm-hmm. You don't really have much thoughts of him as a personality. And this is kind of like us talking about him getting teased and stuff. This is the most we talked about him as a person, his personality. It's like we just like Kevin Durant, he balls.
I don't see him as someone who ever has any kind of a stance. So he's always sitting down.
Well, so look at this really quickly. Both of you are saying basically the same thing to me. But let's talk about this, right? James Harden left and became bigger than him.
Yes.
On your team, Russ was bigger than you. Like, Russ he saw it and was like, I have to run this ship.
Yeah.
And you know what's weird about that too? And I'm glad you said that, because it felt like the media was pushing it. So no, this is Kevin Durant's team. And as we find out, nah, man, it was Russell's team.
It was Russell's team.
He was the dominating personality.
Yep.
He was the force beyond. Kevin is just a ball player. Like, we gotta get it out of our mind that Kevin is anything but just a ball player. He ain't for the back and forth. He ain't gonna give you no political thoughts. He ain't gonna give you much of entertainment as far as endorsements, anything like that. He's just
argue with nobody.
He ain't gonna argue with nobody. He argue with people that can't do nothing.
I was about to say the reason why he's arguing with the refs is because they the ones that will not come back at you.
You don't see him all up in who's the tough guy of the league right now?
LeBron.
Right, like you don't see. You would think at this point, like that anger, you would channel that anger to like you getting in superstar's face. Like, nah, man, I'm gonna put 30 on you. What you gonna do? Yeah. Like, and you talk it like you Michael Jordan in there. Nah, he doing that to the refs. He talking to the refs and he cussing at the refs. Like it just.
I'm gonna tell you what buried him.
What's
I'm
that?
gonna tell you what buried him. His mama.
When you become a meme of.
When his mother came out to defend him, it was over for Kevin.
And running on the circuit, she was on First Take. She was on
and
always
defending him. Well, see, you gotta understand Kevin. I don't
you ain't
know
see
nobody.
Gloria.
You don't see.
You don't see Gloria.
And there you go.
And LeBron, sit your ass down, mama. Like LeBron told his mama, sit your ass down. I got this.
Yeah, and if anybody come with LeBron, he's gonna come back.
That's real.
And maybe in social media, but he gonna come back.
No, but that's real because even like somebody like Shaq, who mama's everywhere, his mama didn't have to stick up for him. His mama wasn't just fighting his battles like that. Shaq was like, I stand on my own. If I say something, I'm gonna mean it, and that it is what it is.
His mama
there we
buried
go. Yeah, agreed. All right, well, next. Kawhi. Kawhi Leonard. All right, so apparently, according to ESPN, teams pursuing Kawhi, there are a lot of teams that are pursuing Kawhi.
Yeah.
So, number one, are the Spurs going to trade him? And if they do, does that tell us something about his health? I.e., Isaiah, Boston knew and traded him.
I would say this to your first question. They're not trading Kawhi. And the reason why I say they're not going to trade Kawhi is because nobody's going to offer what they would need to get back to get Kawhi. Like Boston would need to offer Jaylen Brown, Tatum, the first pick. They would need, like, you need to unload because somebody like Kawhi who is offense, defense, game changer, you can't just get scraps. You can't do like how the Pacers got lucky by getting Oladipo and Sabonis for Paul George. You can't get lucky with a Kawhi Leonard trade.
Do we know when his contract runs out?
Next season.
So he's got one more season.
He's got one more season.
So they don't trade him in order to not lose that contract?
I don't think they trade him. I don't think they are in the position to trade. Now, if they were a little bit younger, had maybe one or two young guys that they could rely on as like, okay, this is a guy that we can kind of make into something. A Tony Parker in the wings, a Manu in the wings. I would say, okay, you can part with Kawhi. Without that guarantee, they're gonna be wanting the world, and I don't think anybody's gonna want are gonna actually match that offer.
I don't know. Is this part of why they've been so public and Pop has let things be so public because he's trying to discourage trades? Like,
I think he's trying to shame Kawhi into playing. And Kawhi, whatever it is, I never knew Kawhi had a team. I've never heard the man speak. I didn't know he had a team, but he's got a team, and they saying, no, we don't want you to play. So it's his uncle, some friends, and I guess their opinion holds value to him.
Hey.
He actually just was in New York to get a second opinion. So I don't know where this goes, but I'm almost certain, unless he says to the Spurs, I want to be traded, they're not going to trade him.
Okay.
Okay, but what's the likelihood that he says, I want to be
traded?
That's
a good question.
He hasn't said that yet.
He hasn't said that yet.
So
he hasn't said it yet.
What's the what's your percentage?
I will say this. Right now, I'm going to say it's about 50%. Let's see what happens during the offseason. Let's see who goes to the Lakers. If anybody goes to the Lakers. I want to see how things shake out. And if things shake out like I think, say like Paul George goes to the Lakers, he may start saying, you know what, I'm going to go home. I want to go home. I want to be traded. If say LeBron goes somewhere west, he may say, you know what, I know we're not gonna win in San Antonio. I want to get traded somewhere.
Someone brought up a point that LeBron had not been mentioned in the Spurs recently at all, and they're like, they think he knows something. I don't know how much inside information he would have, but they're like, the fact that LeBron ain't been mentioned in Spurs as a possible
LeBron's
destination.
people know people, man. Like we have to factor in that.
Yeah.
LeBron's people know people, and that conversation not being like him not mentioning Pop. That's one of the first. I would love to play for Pop. That's one of the things he would say every year. I would love to play for Pop. Him not saying that, he's been pretty quiet on the potential destinations in general. But even those feelers not being out there, like for Philly, for LA, those feelers are out there. And it's all quiet on the Spurs front.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe he does. Maybe he knows something we don't. All right. Well, now we are on to my favorite segment.
Yes.
Our baller of the week. Now I was nominating Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz because the Jazz, I mean, they've been kind of killing folks recently, and Mitchell's been their high scorer, right? So you got my vote, but talked it over. The Reggie Mathis had a better selection. Let's run that.
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons. Listen.
Tell us what he's been doing, please.
Last 10 games, averaging a triple-double. You're talking now, you can poo-poo the numbers if you want to. It's 13 points a game. It's 11 assists a game. And it's 10 rebounds a game. This is a rookie, guys. This is a rookie. We were amazed at Russ putting up the triple-double last year. Russ is going to average a triple-double this year. Good chance he will. I'm not sure what we're going to have in store with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is what we thought as far as the numbers was. Yeah. Like, I always thought LeBron, if he wants to, he would average a triple-double. Ben Simmons is not even going to try, and he's going to average a triple-double.
Listen, I was thinking actually today, I want to say that what Philly has done is one of the best rebuilding projects that I have seen. Absolutely. Like, if Cleveland took a shortcut. Yeah. They got the best player on the planet. Yeah. And he immediately made them better. Yeah. And we know it was all him because when he left, they sucked again.
And one thing that's amazing that Philly has done is they have quietly set all their rookies, their entire, like you talk about red shirting, they've red shirted all of their rookies. Yeah. Got them more mature. Yep. Because all of these guys as freshmen coming into to the NBA, they set them and like, nah, yeah, you got an injury, but you could go, but now we want to sit you. You're gonna learn this playbook. You're gonna learn the lingo. You're gonna learn the travel schedule. You're gonna learn the diet and the things that it takes to be an NBA player before you actually get on an NBA court. Yep. And to be honest with you, I wish a lot of these teams that suck would do that. Because a lot of these players,
they don't have patience though.
Yeah, they don't have patience. It's like we gotta have a product on there. Philly said, you know what, we gonna suck.
Listen, they were like, man, we've sucked for a while. We just gonna suck a little while longer.
Trust the process, guys. We gonna suck. Don't worry. There's a light at the end of this tunnel.
That was a risk too.
That was a risk.
If you don't come through, then your fan base is
Listen, I don't care what market you in. If you telling fans, listen, we gonna send people to Europe. We're going to send people to the D-League. We're not going to sign anybody. We're going to keep all of our money to ourselves. Y'all come out to these games and watch these young G-League players perform and give us y'all money, but we're not going to put out a real product because trust us. Just trust the process. Things are going to work out. Yeah. Man, that could have been a disaster. Luckily, the fans set in and it's turned around.
The Warriors did something similar, though. The ownership or the GM or somebody came on the court and they were like, yeah, you know, just trust us. We're building. And they did.
They said that, what was that? Steph said it too. He said, stick with us, guys. We're building something. But the Warriors got lucky.
They did.
And they drafted well. They
right. There was some good drafting in there. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this Philly project because, man, they are solid right now, and their Embiid has been out, and they're still tied with Cleveland.
They're gonna be a 50-win team. Mm-hmm. Like, think about that. We were talking last year. We was joking about Philly being a terrible squad and literally cheating their fans out of money.
Right. Exactly.
And now they talking about going to the
can we get the number 3 spot?
Yeah, right. No, they're in the number 3 spot right now.
Yeah. Are they? No, they're tied. They're tied in losses.
They had the tiebreaker with Cleveland.
Oh, well.
So
there's 2 ties in the Eastern Conference. It's 7-8 and 3-4.
And 3-4.
It's actually right now 6, 7, 8 all have the same record.
Same record.
Yep. We'll get to that later. So next we got a baller. We also got a blue dog shit player of the week.
I don't give a fuck what you call it. Put a chokehold on the motherfucker and call it blue dog shit. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what you call it. Put a chokehold on the motherfucker and call it blue dog shit. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what you call it.
All right, so NBA came out with a statement letting us know that Nerlens Noel and Thabo Sefolosha were both suspended for violating the anti-drug policy.
Smoking the weed.
That wacky tobacco. Were they doing it together? Why did this happen to both of them at the same time? Or did they just announce it all together?
But it's weird, right? Because Thabo is injured. Mm-hmm. So
wow, you got fired on
you got fired on your day off.
I was gonna go in on him, but I actually looked him up. Yeah. I didn't even know where he was. He's on the Jazz right now, okay? And this season, he's averaging more points per game than he ever has in his career. So guess who gets this win, i.e. this L? Not him, but Nerlens.
This guy is
Nerlens Noel, because your ass is in a contract year that you just decided to turn down a $70 million extension.
Hey, you think he still got his agent? You think his agent is still representing him right now? You think
he's obviously not smart enough to know that he's been making bad decisions.
Because like the idea that you turned down $70 million, a guaranteed $70 million,
and had him before this was having a bad year. Like this is the worst contract year you've ever seen.
Something is wrong when Rick Carlisle, who is one of the best coaches in the NBA, he needs players. He needs 7-footers, and he's sitting your athletic 6'11" ass down and playing G League players. Nerlens, this is a bad. I'll be shocked if Nerlens gets a contract for 1 year, $5 million. I'll be shocked.
He's league minimum right
He's
now.
league minimum.
Yeah, that you talked about at the beginning of the show. You talked about that 1 year turnaround.
Man, what? Last year he was counting his bread. He was like, I'm gonna sign this contract in the offseason.
Yep.
I'm gonna be close to $100 million. They offered him 70. He's like, scoffed at it, pushed away from the table, from the negotiation table. Said, I'll play it out.
And didn't play it though.
Didn't play it.
But this goes to what you just discussed with Kawhi, and I don't remember if it was you or Ravo that mentioned when we were talking about this, your group of people.
Yes.
Like you got the wrong group of people. I don't know whether Kawhi's people are good or not, because that situation hasn't resolved yet. But you are making some terrible decisions because you listening to the wrong people.
Terrible. The moment your agent told you to turn down a $70 million contract when you don't average more than 8 points a game.
I mean, have you paid attention to your own career up to this point?
Exactly. The moment he told you, he or she, I don't want to be sexist. The moment they told you to turn down a $70 million contract,
was a guy. No woman would have did
that. No woman. No, she would have been. Get your money.
You better get that money. Nerlens, baby.
Listen, I know what you think you are, but you ain't that. It's $70 million. Go take that. I'll be in the car.
C.
Yeah, take that.
C.
And cut the check.
I don't know. I don't know about these guys. All right, so on to the playoff picture. All right,
it's exciting.
We're gonna touch this because we still got something really big to talk about here. All right, so Kyrie is out. Boom, 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 boom. You talked about it before the show.
Yes.
Tell us what your theory is on what has happened here.
This is karma, man. This is the biggest form of NBA karma that I've seen in quite a while. He said to the Cavs in the offseason, if you do not trade me, I am going to have knee surgery and I will sit out the whole year. Now, he's getting knee surgery.
Yes.
And he's going to miss the rest of the playoffs.
Yes.
Like, and here's the thing, too. You can't play with the knees.
No, that's like tall people can't play with their backs and their feet. Everybody else can't play with them knees.
You can't play with them knees. And I believe that this is career altering. I believe that once you start going in and getting things scraped again, getting screws taken out, getting them replaced, getting bacteria removed from your knee.
Which means somebody did something wrong in that first surgery.
First surgery was botched. Means that you're going to have 6 months that you're going to need to be off your knee to heal from this. He already doesn't have, like, he has a propensity to not have the most athletic body. So imagine 6 months not being able to actually run and get your body in shape. I think that he's going to come back and he's going to be Rod Strickland.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be looking like, what's his name? What's the microwave?
Benny Johnson.
He's gonna look like Benny Johnson.
He may start the season off looking like Benny. He may.
I'm seeing that happen. Quick update here. Rockets, end of the third. Rockets above the Trailblazers, 84-71.
84-71. Okay.
So they handling them.
Yeah.
This was the Trailblazers.
This is their opportunity.
Time where they Cavs are down 82-76 to the Wizards.
Cavs are down?
Yeah, 6 points in the third quarter. They were down. Weren't they down to the Wizards before and came back?
Came back. They pretty much.
Pacers smashed the Warriors 106-126.
What did Oladipo do? Oladipo show out? He had to show out.
Of course he did. Let's check his
126. Stats. He had to show out.
When they swept the season series.
Man.
Oladipo had 21 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Yeah.
Listen, I don't know what's going on with the Warriors. They sleepwalking.
Yes, you do. They have too many injuries.
They sleepwalking. I didn't think it was gonna be possible, but I'm really gonna start next week when we start talking about playoffs.
Yeah, man, we got one more week.
We got one more week. I think I don't want to let the cat out the bag, but I think I'm gonna have a different pick than what I thought a couple of weeks ago.
We'll talk about that next week. So here's how we stand in the Eastern Conference. Cleveland and Philly are tied record-wise. Y'all telling me Philly has the tiebreaker. At the bottom, we got Miami, Washington, Milwaukee jockeying for that. Now, everybody's clinched, so all these teams are in.
Yeah.
It's just where are they going to end up? I'm very interested to see. I'm kind of pulling for Philly to make that number 3. I just think it'll be exciting.
I think that'll be exciting.
I don't think it makes a big enough difference to Cleveland.
Nah.
I mean, yeah, they would get Boston in the second round as opposed to Toronto, but I don't know that makes.
Now that you say that, say Philly gets the third. They get this weak Boston team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hell, if Philly. They get Boston, because Washington may walls back. Washington may get upset Boston. Are we looking at Philly
Cleveland
to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes.
Yeah. Philly Cleveland.
Yes.
Woo.
Yes.
That process is working, bro.
Yes.
Woo!
I think the league wants that.
Yes, the league wants that.
I think the league
that's the redemption story. That's the you got Philly back in the playoffs, and Philly being the market that it is, not only just back in the playoffs, deep in the playoffs. Haven't been this deep since AI.
Yeah, and they just
won the Super Bowl. They're gonna cart out AI, man. Like I can already see AI singing the national anthem, like he's doing the flag.
You know who else gonna
see him with the flag?
Yeah.
You know who else gonna try to jump on that bandwagon?
Who's that?
Kobe.
Kobe go. You know I'm from
Philly. Nobody claims you in Philly, Kobe. Nobody.
Kobe goes.
Not even Fresh Prince.
Oh no, that's who going. Oh, but you know, and Villanova winning. This may be
This may be.
I mean, they ain't gonna win the damn
No, they're not gonna win the championship.
But it's a good story.
Gonna run up against one of them West Coast
man.
buzz
Philly
saws.
gonna be. Man, Philly fans are gonna be obnoxious as hell.
Oh, you forgot that. More.
Yeah, more. They already. But like they gonna be unbearable. You're gonna be on Twitter. Anything that you say about Philly is gonna get instant retweets.
All right.
It's gonna get Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I know what we gotta do.
Yeah.
Flame on. All right. So, any thoughts about the lower four?
Indiana is gonna be interesting, especially if they play Cleveland. I just think that's going to be an interesting series. But LeBron ain't losing to Indiana, and none of these teams stand a chance, really. I mean, I would say this. Okay, Boston. The only thing that makes me hesitant about picking against Boston is Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens being outstanding, amazing coach. But I could easily see Boston being upset by one of these two.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like you said, Wall's back. If
they
he
got
can
the
get
best
back in the playing
players.
shape.
Yeah, they would have like Milwaukee. Literally would have the best player.
Yeah, I think I would love for us to be. That's the Milwaukee Bucks. I would love for us to end up at 7.
Yeah,
like if we can flip it and go to 7 and go up against Boston. I would love to see us in the second round. I don't know against Toronto. You know, on the road, 7-game series.
Yeah,
I don't think that
they're not beating Toronto.
We're not beating Toronto.
But Boston, you got the best player in that series. You got Giannis. I think that's a go. Washington against Boston, you got probably the 2 best players.
Yeah.
You got Wall and Bill. Who's Boston got this right now? They got Horford.
Yeah, no, Horford
and Tatum and
right.
And Brown,
Snooky Jenkins.
Snooky is back in the league.
Snooky is killing it this year for sure.
Averaging 8 and 2.
8 and 2.
All right, so West Conference, they're actually not decided. We've got look at that 1-2 games from 4 down to not even in the playoffs. So first of all, I want to point out that Utah is number 4.
4.
Utah is now number 4. When we had that conversation about whether or not San Antonio or Oklahoma were going to win, I'm pretty sure Utah was 8 or 9.
They were like 8 or 9.
And now they're number 4.
Wow.
San Antonio's and Oklahoma, same record. Minnesota, New Orleans, same record. Denver's still in it. Clippers, I'm not really. I mean, technically they are, but they're not.
I would say Denver stands in the way of Oklahoma City. They play one more time. Whoever wins that is getting into the playoffs. I think if Oklahoma City's not careful, they missing out. And if they missing out, Paul George has packed his bags. He's closing his lease early in whatever apartment that he's leasing in Oklahoma City, and he's house shopping in LA.
Yeah. I'm not buying into that yet. I know you said it before. Oklahoma City's making it. They are making it to the playoffs. They are not going to be surpassed by New Orleans or Minnesota. So definitely not Denver.
Well, see, but here's the thing: New Orleans again. I don't know what to make of New Orleans. They've got possibly the best top 3 player in the league, and they're struggling, man. And like Minnesota, it's apparent that they should be struggling just because they don't have Jimmy Buckets right now. But New Orleans, they should at least be 5-4. I don't know, man.
At least, man. I never talk more about Utah because why?
It's synergy.
Is it synergy?
It's synergy, man. It's synergy. I think sometimes it's almost like how with Indiana. Sometimes when you have players who are playing a little bit over their head, and they bought totally into the system, they bought into the coach, they don't know any better. You're playing freer. You shooting when you should. You're not thinking about it. That synergy.
Trust your teammates.
Trusting your teammates, and the ball has energy. And this is one thing that I harped on playing basketball. If you are a ball stopper, your team hates you. The ball has energy. Everybody loves when the ball's moving. When the ball's touching hands, everybody's getting a chance to shoot. Everybody's getting a chance to shine. Everybody's happy. And when everybody's happy, everybody's eating. Everybody's playing good defense. Everybody's engaged. They're slapping hands. But as soon as you got ball stoppers and you got people that's killing the flow of the offense, it kills the morale of the team. Utah does not have that. They have a bunch of guys who are just here enjoying the game. Ricky Rubio is probably one of the.
He just hit 31
he's
this
probably
last
one of the
game.
most exciting point guards. He don't have a jump shot, but he's gonna play defense.
Right, he's
gonna
drive to the hole.
He's gonna drive to the hole. He's gonna kick it out. And I mean, you got guys who don't care. Like they're not trying to score points. Rudy Gobert is not trying to get 20 points. He's not trying to be Dwight Howard. He's saying, I'm gonna block shots. I'm gonna get rebounds. I'm gonna play my role.
Yeah. I was looking at those games, and what's name Mitchell had 20s in the 20s on those games. They won everybody else 17, 16, 12. Like just everybody's in there doing their
playing. That's how
Cephalusha's averaging 8 points a game.
That's how basketball is supposed to be played, man.
Sure.
It's how basketball is supposed to be played. If you go to a rec league right now, I guarantee the guys who are playing and they are shooting 20 shots, they shooting all the team shots, nobody wants to play with them.
Right.
And not only nobody wants to play with them, the guys once they lose, I got next, man. Like they're not even trying to. They're not even trying to compete with those type of guys. Right. It's like who you got? Oh, you got? Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. It matters, man. And when you got people like Kobe's, the Kobe's of the world, who ball dominant, and nobody wants to play with them.
On the number 6 seeded Oklahoma City.
On the number 6 seeded
guy who stopped the ball for 20 years in New York.
Yeah. And he's shooting 4 for 16s, 4 for 17s. He's not giving you no defense. Like there's a and I wish I had brought it. There's a clip that's worse than when Harden was being crucified for his defense. Melo is looking like he's a ripe 80 out here.
Boy, Melo
is looking ancient.
Melo's the most forgotten about superstar in the league right now.
He's looking ancient. Like, I don't know what to make out of it. Like, I don't know how many more years he's got. But I'd be amazed to see if he's with Oklahoma City.
It was all downhill when he fucked it up with Lala. That was his.
Yeah.
Then it's sad that a woman takes away your actual God-given.
Sad, but it definitely happens. All right, so on to our final story. Speaking of not playing defense. So, my man's Barry McCuckner, Sports Talk Joe number 3, had this amazing Twitter moment where he went in on the mythology of Jordan.
The Jordan myth.
All right. So we're talking about Jordan played with these tough guys. Jordan was guarded by the best defenses. LeBron would never be able to handle these defenses. These people are this and this and this, right?
Yeah.
They are forgetting we have video footage. I don't know why nobody's ever done this before. But real quick, I want to show you this tweet. LeBron James left the locker room wearing a hoodie from Justin Timberlake's current concert tour. When LeBron called JT a GOAT, someone asked him, "What about Michael?" LeBron's response, "There's a lot of talk about ranking who's better than Michael around here these days." So that was a nice little bit of shade.
Hey.
And so to
follow
up with that shade,
I dig it.
We're going to play a couple clips for you, showing you, debunking for you, the mythos of the defenses, these masterful defenders who have been guarding Michael Jordan.
And you know what? Yes.
All right, so let me talk about this.
Yes.
So Michael Jordan in the playoffs, right? What do we talk about?
When we talk about the shot?
No.
Oh, you talk?
I'm sorry. Let me clarify. Michael Jordan having struggles getting through teams in the playoffs. What do we talk about?
The Pistons. Well, first it was the Celtics. Then it was the Pistons.
Right.
Then cakewalk. Pretty much. I mean, from there you had your battles in the
battles with New York.
You had your battles with Indiana.
Right, but that's not
that very like
and that's not historically when people talk about what Chicago had to go through. Indiana doesn't come up in the conversation. Right? We talk about these rough and tumble teams. We talk about the Sixers. Right? They had to go through the Sixers. Those times when they had to go through the Cavs. You know, the Cavs were beating them.
Had to go through Brad Doherty
and
Craig Elo.
So all these people, and then you're seeing these footage, these shots, these video shots. First of all, Michael Jordan was being guarded by so many skinny white guys.
Yes.
I forgot that many skinny white guys were in the league.
It's literally jarring to watch 80s, early 90s basketball to see how many white guys were in the league.
Yeah.
Because comparing to now, there may be, I could probably count on maybe two hands of how many American-born white guys are in the league.
Yes.
It may be about 7.
Yeah.
It may be about 7.
Basketball has the opposite problem baseball has right now.
Yes.
It's not a problem, but issues.
But yes, really. And it's amazing. He's toying with some of these defenders.
Yeah.
Defenders.
Right.
And you know what? And it's another thing, right? Because like you look at them, and a lot of them look like they were gym teachers. They look like my middle school and my elementary's gym teachers. They probably about 6'1", 6'2".
Right. So there's a picture if we can get it up of John Stockton guarding Mike, and then we've got speaking of the Cavs, Price guarding Mike. So these guys were a good 6 inches lower than Mike. And by the way, I was supposed to kick off debunking this mythos with this fun fact. Michael Jordan was not 6'6" inches.
He was not.
And we have proof. As Revolution and I have discussed before, we remember that McDonald's came out with a poster that you would hang on your door and you could measure yourself at how tall you were growing. On that poster, Michael Jordan was maximum 6'4". If you look at where the 6 foot mark is and where his head is, he was no more than 4 inches above.
Well, when
6
they
foot.
the greatest, what they call it, the greatest game ever played with the Dream Team, and they all got heighted and weighted, and that's when it came out that Barkley was 6'4",
right?
Jordan was 6'4", Magic was 6'7".
Yep.
Like it came, all the troops came out. Patrick Ewing was like 6'9". Like, you know, like that's when all the troops came out.
One person was the actual height.
Who's
Larry
Bird? Larry Bird. Bird, right. Larry Bird.
Elijah Wan lied about. Well, they lied about.
They lied about. Yeah,
he wasn't a 7 footer. They did that for him and Ralph Sampson.
Yeah, to get the Twin Towers.
The Twin Towers. And nah.
Yeah. So Jordan is going up against these. I mean, like who were these tough people that were defending Jordan? Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars.
Well, we're talking about really. It was like 2 or 3 teams.
John Starks.
Yeah,
Price. What was Russell from?
From Utah,
Brian Russell. These are defensive mastermind. Like, where were these defenses?
I will say this: the Pistons, their defense was a team, but it was
defense. Yeah.
But it was predicated on the toughness.
Okay.
Of intimidating you into not going to the basket.
Can we put that picture up of Bill Laimbeer, please, sir? I want you all to see this picture of Bill Laimbeer, okay?
Look at that guy. Look at that guy.
Now, I want you to put up a picture of LeBron getting guarded by you can choose either Kawhi or the Greek Freak.
And that speaks to...
And look at the way that looks.
Those guys back in the days were chain smokers. They had other things going on. Like, hell, Michael Jordan was gambling into the wee hours in the morning before playing. Like, they didn't take this was truly just a game.
This changes the whole flu, food poisoning game, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He scored all that. It wasn't the amazingness of Michael Jordan. It was the crappiness of the team that he was playing against.
And when you look at, again, evolution of athletes, evolution of the sport, the defenses are better. We are talking about athletes that are more conditioned.
Athletes. Yes. We're talking about athletes.
Okay, so that's my number one. Let's really, really talk about that. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, was the first time I had ever, most of us, had seen an athletic basketball player.
Yes.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
So what happened was he was the guy that shifted the league because after that, I remember when they drafted Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was not a true basketball player.
Athlete.
No. He was an athlete. And ever since that moment, we have been getting more and more like how many two-sport athletes have been in the NBA since Michael Jordan? Everybody else were for real basketball players.
And that is incredibly true when you look at just the change in the body types.
Yes.
The change in okay, because back then track was huge. Football was huge. Like if you were athletic, if you could run a 4.4 or 4.2, you were playing football, you were playing track. Yeah. Basketball was like who was caring about the jump shot? Michael created it where the guy that you saw that was blazing everybody in the foot race was now also working on his jump shot. And that changed the dynamic because now we have a league full of extraordinary athletes. We have never been flushed with athletic marvels. Greek Freak, Russ, LeBron, like Kawhi Leonard. Like not just the bodies, but just like everything. They're fast as hell. Their bodies.
Durant. I mean, we talk about athletic freak.
Yes.
He's a ball player.
Yeah, he's a ball player. But I mean the dexterity and being 7 foot, can handle the rock, can shoot. We're seeing a different breed of, and hell, Zion Williamson when he comes up the ranks, it started with Michael, and now we have a full-on fledged of guys who are talented with playing basketball, but talented as athletes, and these guys it's a lot harder to get around them, a lot harder to shoot on them. It's a lot harder to guard them than back then. I mean, hell, think about a guy like Charles Barkley, who was 6'4", and out rebounding 7 foot, and he was again athletic marvel in his own right.
Yes, he was.
But he was also 270 pounds. And he didn't need to actually cut back on and get to if he had got to 235, 240. Imagine what he would have been.
Yeah.
Those guys now who were Charles Barkley's are getting to 235, 240 sleek and carrying their and maintaining their athleticism.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, listen. You can see this footage. You can see that this literal lie.
Yeah.
That Jordan was guarded by the best defenders in the league. Yeah, they were best defenders in the league at that time.
Right. They were the best the league had to offer.
That defense was not killer. It wasn't wearing him down. They throw bodies at LeBron. And again, they are not soft bodies. They are not, halfway toned bodies. These are the stocky, full-formed, grown-ass men.
Yes.
I watch guys get out of the way from Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Listen, here's the myth. Here's the real myth, right? The myth of Michael Jordan getting beat up and all that stuff. It was one team.
It was one team. It was one team, and then to pick up off of that, then it was the Knicks who tried to replicate that.
Who tried and did not.
But did not.
But at that point, the Jordan rules were in effect.
Yeah.
Like, you guys couldn't do something like they learned from the Pistons, and so they played hard-nosed defense. But it is a lie. It is a lie. People my age tell this lie.
Yes.
Tell this lie. Michael would go into Denver and drop 107.
Yes.
He would go in, come on, man.
It was only a few teams.
It was only
a handful of teams that were playing hard-nosed. They had the ability to play hard-nosed defense, right?
They had the ability to stand.
Yes.
You want to know, if you really want to tell the truth, the tale of the tape is when Michael Jordan was guarded one-on-one by Larry Legend in the playoffs, and Michael Jordan crossed him up.
Yep.
with. Listen, we had never seen.
He did the.
He made Larry.
Larry was so confused.
He was like, "I'm outclassed right now because he's not playing basketball."
Right.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yes.
I can stop a guy playing basketball.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what he's doing.
What this guy's doing is not called basketball.
This is not basketball anymore. And he brought street into it.
Yes.
Listen, man, and I saw that and I said, Lord have mercy. And
because
what did he drop on him?
63.
63.
Yep.
63. Was it 63 or 69? 63.
63.
Yeah. And really, Michael Jordan started the idea that the guys that we see in the neighborhood could actually be in the league.
Yeah.
Because then that begets you have your Allen Iversons, that street ball, that raw athleticism, and mixed with street ball, mixed with the raw ability to put the ball in the bucket. Michael Jordan led that. Well, LeBron is facing 30 of them.
Listen.
Every night he's facing. It's a tough task every night. He's coming through.
If you watch this footage and you realistically, semi-realistically place LeBron into that game, he is scoring. He is averaging 60 points a game.
Man, like
17 blocks a game, 28 rebounds.
I wish we could do that. I wish we could take. Hell,
we need to get a simulator going.
Yeah, like don't even take this LeBron. If we could have took 25-year-old LeBron.
The LeBron James that went up against Detroit.
Yes, that scored 4
and beat them by himself.
Scored the last 20.
The defending champs. Yep.
He beat. Listen.
Yep.
I've watched a lot of basketball in my life, and I'm telling you, when I saw LeBron James, what was that? 06?
When they went up against the Spurs,
05,
right?
05. That's his third year in the league, man.
Listen, I never seen anything like that. He just said, "Man, give me the ball," and I'm like, people keep talking about he shrinks, and I'm like, he took on the entire business. He was like, Larry, if you don't get out of my way, what was Larry's last name?
Hughes.
Larry Hughes.
Larry Hughes. Yes.
Hughes. You over there in the corner, Hughes.
I remember everyone was silent. Like they were like, "Oh man!" Like he looked like a bully. He looked like Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
When he was fighting, "Oh boy, say my name. What's my name? What's my name?" That's what he looked like.
Yep. You could take, and that's the thing. So you could take 21-year-old LeBron and put him in that time frame, and 21-year-old LeBron is getting 30. You take 25, 26-year-old LeBron. Miami Heat, I know where I've developed the post game. I've really developed the 3-pointer. I'm shooting 45, 43, 44% from 3.
Okay, question. What year is this? Give me 1 year. What year is it?
What year taking them back and put them into?
Because all these people, the
88.
years. 88?
88?
88? You dropping them off in 88? I wanted you to drop them off in a Bulls championship.
I would say you could no 91, 92.
Oh no, 90, 91, 92. That's right. My bad.
91. If you dropped him off in 91,
who's defending him?
Nobody.
You're telling me that your man in Los Angeles is guarding him?
Hands off. I don't want no parts.
Who's guarding him?
Listen.
Your best option, the person who can actually stand in front of him is the Rain Man.
Yes.
Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp is
Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley wasn't athletic enough.
Have the foot speed.
Yeah, you talking about maybe Xavier? I don't know if he had he's got the brute physicality.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
Oakley, LeBron bring you out to the perimeter.
Right.
It's over.
And it's a different like again. He learned how to shoot the 3. Look, like Michael's best 3-point shooting year was like 34.
30, 33. Yep.
Yeah, like 30. LeBron was shooting 45. Fam, like,
and they still not giving him his credit. Listen, I wish that people would just go. It's okay that somebody better comes along.
Yes.
Guess what? It took me I don't know how long to let go of Kareem. It took me. I was like, no.
Skyhook.
It's the unstoppable move. Who can stop it? Who can stop it?
Who can do it?
I'm asking. Who? Who can stop it? He played until he was 70. He sat in my living room. He said, Little Ray, I'm 69 years old today. 69.
I'm gonna hang it up.
Don't do it, Kareem. Don't do it. You got at least 6 more years in you. You got about a quarter tank of gas.
And he probably did.
Yeah.
Then he probably did.
Think of that. Because he was a ball player.
Because he was he just a ball. Yes.
He could run up and down the court with them bums, and he was like, I can hoop these dudes all day. All
basically.
day.
No, that should be right. When we start to break down those errors.
I wish y'all could see this white boy.
Yeah.
Right now from Milwaukee. He was the center. This chubby wubbies. This is the kind of guy that Kareem
was exactly.
Look at this guy put Michael.
This
Jordan
guy got
out of the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
This guy. This guy.
That guy couldn't sniff a D1 college now.
Not at all.
No.
That guy couldn't. He couldn't sniff a. Yeah.
He couldn't go D2.
No, he's he's playing for UMBC right now.
No, real talk. Hell, he wouldn't have got.
No, actually, no. He would not make.
He wouldn't have got no clock on like. But again, that should be the only argument that we need to say when we speak about errors is that Kareem was able to play until he was 40 plus because
of the competition.
The competition, man. Wasn't nobody threatening him, man. He knew as long as I got on this block, as long as I could run up and down the court and I could get on this block, I was getting 16 to 20.
Let's put someone that we talk about all the time. Let's put Paul George back into 91. Paul George is averaging 45 to 50 points a game.
They ain't seen a Paul George.
No.
And we criticize him now.
Right.
And he's going back there dominating the league.
Dirk Nowitzki. Let's be very
real.
Let's be very real here.
Because
if Kareem was doing, Dirk be like, against these guys, all night.
He wouldn't even shoot jumpers.
What did Shaq say?
Barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken.
Because imagine, really, he's 7 foot. He's not even.
He just flat-footed this little dude.
Kevin McHale.
He's fast enough to drive on them.
Yes,
he could drive on them all day long.
I'm gonna put this guy back.
Put him back up. Put Butterball. I'm gonna put Butterball McClinton. What was it? Makowski.
People champion.
Wakowski.
People champion Kevin McHale as being an artiste in the low post, in an artiste low post defender. Imagine Dirk Nowitzki taking him down and just elevating him over him with the 1 foot up, the knee up each time.
Embarrass him.
Give me a tall rookie.
A tall rookie? Mm-hmm. Was there any this year?
Embiid. No, he's not a rookie.
Embiid would have changed. Embiid is 7'2", shooting 3-pointers, blocking shots.
Put him as a rookie against McHale in his prime.
Put Embiid
against 27-year-old McHale.
Yeah.
And listen, dog walk.
Any of them centers, line them up.
They like your man said on Twitter, the league will fold.
The league would fold.
Go ahead and close.
They would fold.
Close. And you know what? As this conversation persists, it is this league, man.
Yes.
It is this caliber of player.
Yes.
Now. They would outclass them dudes 2, and in LeBron's case 3-1.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's not
even.
Funny.
Yes.
It's not even funny.
Because you talk about Jordan rules, right? They would have had to make LeBron rules.
Yeah.
The league would have. Now the Jordan rules were rules that the teams were following.
No, I'm saying
the league would make rules for LeBron.
You would have to. You talk about limiting on 3-point shots. You talk about limiting on because hell back then you could back down for longer than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So imagine LeBron getting 6'4" Joe Dumars in the post. That you had at that point, and LeBron, as talented as he is as a passer, you got to bring 3 guys. That's a triple team. Yeah. He's gonna find the open man. The only thing that would hold LeBron back is them guys couldn't shoot back then.
Yeah, which is
them guys
wouldn't hold him back. He's not finding the open man. He's taking all the shots. 60 points a game.
I would say that would be the only way that you would is you literally play 4-on-1,
60 points a game, and the other team's only scoring 42.
And force those out because they couldn't shoot. And that's another myth. Them guys back then, you had a handful that could shoot. You had some Larry, you had some you had a handful that could shoot. And you can't make it into the league without being able to shoot. You can't make it into the league. Lonzo Ball is shooting 33% from 3. That would have been league average then. Yes. And we dog walking Lonzo. We saying Lonzo, you may be out of the league unless you get a jumper. So it is what it is, man. LeBron is a different class. We need to stop the Jordan comparisons. We recognize greatness when we see it.
Yeah, he's not chasing Jordan anymore.
Nah.
And it's like it's the same thing. So you took that era and you dropped Jordan and off against Dolph Shays, and they're abusing. Listen, Michael Jordan. Listen,
guys who had second jobs, guys who worked at Home Depot in the summertime before practice. Like, nah, it ain't working, fam.
Right? Yep, him. He definitely had off-season jobs.
He had off-season jobs. He was a carpenter.
Man, this perm is
that perm is so bad.
That perm is bad. Man. He make my squad look.
What's up with this dude?
He made my squad look.
Who is he? Where did he come from?
I don't know. But the funny part is, I probably watched him play.
Yeah,
they probably was rooting for.
$85.
Reggie, don't do that, man.
He said you didn't give him no love. Nah, pass it.
Get out of here, you're gonna make my retainer fall out.
Well, all right. I think we have proven our point.
Yes.
I think if you're ignoring it, then you just don't want to know.
And you missing out on what is gonna go down.
Live in history right now. Live in history.
You are missing
right now. Live in it. Just appreciate what you are watching.
Yes.
Or else stop fucking watching.
Yes. The baseball started back up.
Baseball.
So
yes.
You can
sit and wait 3 hours for something exciting to happen. Or you can watch LeBron dunk on folks. It's up to you.
It's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy decision.
I think so too. Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in. The Reggie Mathis.
Yes, sir.
J-Co is it. We will be back next Thursday. Playoff time, baby. Playoff time. We're gonna have our full predictions. We're gonna have all of the breakdown analysis. We're gonna be talking playoffs. Y'all guys, y'all have a good night. Thank you for watching FCN.